What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a channel or podcast or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, #JBT. Just Do Boxing, The Voice, Mike Masick, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Flawless Mentality and Black Entertainment. Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. This is the Thursday afternoon edition. Justin James, #JBT, also in the building. How's everybody this afternoon? Pulling up on another weekend. It's 2:00. Time for us to learn some more history, because I'm learning too. Okay. If it's 2 to 4, it's the Box Historian. I see Bruce Gas is in the building. That's where the Box Historian goes to get his history. Over there with Bruce Gas. Yeah. Salute to everybody in the building today. Today we're going to talk about the fixes it. I got 12 of the most controversial fights you will ever hear about in boxing. 12 of the most disappointing and controversial fights there has ever been. You just know the fix was in. Okay. See those two guys on the thumbnail, don't you? Mm-hmm. Along with our sanctioning bodies and the state boxing commissions, the other promotional companies. I got some fights where you're going to know the fix was in. Okay. And we're going to go over last night's Pro Box card. Had Keyshawn's brother on there again, another Momac fighter, Calvin Johnson. Yep. He fought a guy that was coming off 11 straight losses. Come on, Calvin. Pick it up, pick it up. Now, for you to be picking the competition up, man, 11 straight losses. And the guy took the fight on a week's notice. Wow. But we're going to talk about that. And got a little more history back when boxing first started. You know, periodically I look at that, and we're going to take a look at that today. Way back in the beginning. All the way back to like 3300 BC. Around in that time frame. We're going to look at all that today. I told you we had a big week. And tomorrow, we're going to look at George Dixon. I done made a couple mistakes this week. I've been saying Joe Dixon all week. It's George Dixon for the profile tomorrow. We're going to start doing a profile of a former boxer every Friday. And another correction. William Zepeda is fighting Maxie Hughes Saturday. I was saying Maxie Priest. I think that's a rock group. Something Maxie Priest. My bad. Man, the mayor of YouTube, when he gets in here, he's going to take my Boxtorian title, sure enough. Making these mistakes like this. Yeah. Why didn't somebody correct me? I kept saying Maxie Priest. It's Maxie Hughes. Yeah. But it's all good. Salute, Flawless Mentality. Haven't seen you in a while, my brother. How are you? Always good to see you, though. Flawless Mentality and Black Entertainment. Pleasure to have that brother aboard. We're going to get started about 2:30. I always give a few more people time to come in. But how is everybody doing? I don't think I asked. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Thursday. Pulling up on another weekend. We got boxing this Saturday. Headlined by William Zepeda and Maxie Hughes, not Maxie Priest. Maxie Hughes. And we got another card coming out of the UK. Okay, I think that's a Golden Boy card, the William Zepeda card. They say Oscar got plans to make William Zepeda, the next Canelo over there, because Ryan and Virgil didn't pan out. So Zepeda is he's got I think he's got 29 wins, 25 knockouts. That's almost 90% knockout rate. So they're not expecting Maxie Hughes to last long with him, you know. Maxie might surprise him. But, you know, Maxie got robbed against Kambosos, and that's not Kambosos. He's in there against this time. You know, I'm looking for Zepeda to get him on up out of there. Is Thomas Hill in the building? Oh, what's up, Thomas Hill? You're not going to take my Boxtorian title from me, are you, Mr. Mayor? I know I made a couple mistakes this week, but, you know, it was the first 2 this year now. Yeah, that's funny. Maxie Priest. Nobody corrected me. And the Maxie Priest is a rock group, right? Maxie Hughes. Yeah. But you knew who I was talking about. The guy that got robbed against Kambosos, remember? Should be fighting Loma instead of Kambosos. Yeah. But yeah, boxing is starting to heat up. The weather's starting to heat up, and boxing is starting to heat up too. We got another Friday card coming up in a couple of weeks. What's that, like 5 or 6 for the year? Wow. Getting okay. How many people saw Pro Box last night? We're going to talk about that too. Pretty decent card. It's midweek boxing, you know. Around 2:30ish. We're going to go till 4 and lead you right into the void at 4. That's JBT stuff there. you know. That sports gonna lead you right on up to the voice at 4. And we're gonna go right on over there. But first, we're gonna have our little history lesson. Yeah, it's George Dixon tomorrow. Like I've been telling you all week, the first black boxing champion. A lot of people think it's Jack Johnson, but no, Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight champion. George Dixon was the first black champion, period. He was down around featherweight, down in that neighborhood. And he, first black athlete to ever win any kind of sports championship, you know. Came through like the 1890s, retired in 1908. We're going to get all into all that tomorrow. Look at his life, his career. George Dixon. And yeah, I was saying Joe Dixon. It's George. Yeah. I was looking at it last night. I'm like, oh, I was trying to pull up Joe Dixon and it wouldn't come up for nothing. And I said, oh, no wonder. It's George Dixon. Yeah. But salute. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT in the building. The mayor of YouTube. Good to see him in here. That gentleman has to run a whole entire community. Take time to come listen to Cast Sports. Get this history lesson. Yeah, I'm going to go way back to like 3300 BC and look at this history too before we get started. Yeah, back around that period, man, it didn't just box. Sometimes it was a fight to the death. The winner was the one that walked out, you know, still living. You know, the loser was left there for him to come pick up, put in the body bag. Yeah, the Romans. There wasn't no rounds or anything like that. It was a man that was still breathing at the end of the fight. That was the winner. He must have been making some serious bags to engage in that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. No live today for Just Do. Okay. Oh, thank you, Justin. BN Boxing News in the building. Salute BN Boxing News. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports. The Boxtorian, aka 2 o'clock Shorty. See my people coming in. Got another about 5 minutes. We're going to get this thing kicked off for today. We're going to start off with Pro Box preview. Then we're going to talk about a little when exactly did boxing start and look through the things that went on way back then. And then we're going to get into the subject of the show today. The fix is in. 12 of the most disappointing and controversial fights ever in boxing history. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you, Justin. I see that. So Justin's not having a show today. Okay. Yeah. I missed that. I used to be a voyeur while I'm doing other things, listening to the voice. Cook. No, build. Build. The voice don't cook. He builds. Let me get it right. Listen to the voice build over there. Yeah. That's right. That's important. He builds. So I'm going to miss that build today. Yeah. And also we got on that card, it's coming up on the, I think it's the 29th Friday. We got a women's undisputed fight on there. But it's 10 rounds, 2 minutes. Those women better get over there with Jake Paul. Jake giving up 12 3-minute rounds. Okay. He even had the prospects fight on that last card 4 rounds, but they were 3 minutes. Jake ain't playing. He's saying if you come over there for a championship, if you got the green belt, give it up. They don't want to sanction it. Give it up. Amanda straight up says she's not fighting any more 10 round, 2-minute championship fights. Had won 12 3-minute round fight already. It looked good doing it. Had the stamina, the skills. Looked good going those 12 rounds. Her and Danilo Ramos. Well, certainly did. Yeah. Good fight. And she was scheduled to do it again. I think it was a couple weeks ago now, but got injured. Not rescheduled yet. And Jake still had the card and still gave back 100% refund. Now, do you think the Bob Father or Oscar or Eddie Hearns would have done that? No. It would have been like, well, you still got fights. We moved so-and-so to the main event. But Jake still gave back 100% refund. And there's the naysayers that say, well, all the money he made, it didn't hurt him. But he still didn't have to give a penny back because you still got fights. Still got an entire card. But because you didn't get the main event that you paid to see, Jake gave 100% refund. Thought to like that kid more and more, As a boxer, nah. But outside the ring as a promoter, yeah. Jake got it going on. Yeah. Especially for the women boxers. He is getting them paid, getting them the 3-minute rounds, championship fights, 12 rounds, just like the men, which they deserve. I never understood what the reason it is for that 10 round, 2 minutes. I just don't understand it. Is it injury? You can get injured in 2 minutes, just as quick as you can in 3 minutes. So I don't understand the reasoning. The WBC is the only holdout. The other 3 are down for it. That's what Amanda fights for now. She was undisputed, but she dropped the green belt WBC. Her fights are just for the other 3 now. WBA, IBF, WBO. They are down with the 12 rounds, 3 minutes, but the WBC is the holdout. Oh, Mauricio. I don't know why, but like Aunt McQueen said, Mauricio is pretty set in his ways. Once he sets a certain standard, that's the law with him, and he ain't gonna change. But I think them women start dropping that green belt and those sanctioning fees. So I think Mauricio will get with the program. What y'all think? Because that's what it's about, those sanctioning fees. And they slow down on him. Mauricio will give up the 12 rounds, 3 minutes. That's what I think. But the women got to follow Amanda Serrano's example to find out. Give him his green belt back. The other 3 sanctioning bodies are willing to sanction the 12 rounds, 3 minutes for the women. So give Mauricio his strap back and just deal with the other 3. That's all. It's not rocket science, right? Got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. And Mauricio, he's the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the what? The problem. That's what Mauricio is. He is the problem. Not part of it. He is the problem. Let's get ready to get into this. We're going to take a quick look at Pro Box. 3 fights. Let me see here. Get my presentation. Call it my slide presentation ready. Right? For you. For my peoples. Everybody all right this Thursday afternoon? Pulling up on another weekend. We don't need that ring in the background. All right? Pulling up on another weekend. Got fights this Saturday to watch. So it's going to be all right. Oh, we're going to talk about robots first, right? Okay. Oh, yeah, Justin says that last fight was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, they deserve the 3 minutes, Justin. I never understood what the reason is they don't get it. I mean, it can't be injury because you can get hurt in 2 minutes just as quick as you can in 3 minutes, right? Or 10 rounds just as fast as 12 rounds. So I just don't know what the reasoning is that they, don't give it to them. I don't know. Now, on the Pro Box, the main event was, I heard people pronounce the man's name, and I still can't pronounce it right. Radovich Kalazadzik or something like that. I'm going to put it in there. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That's our book. Anybody seen Al Booker lately? I haven't seen him in a while. Last I heard, he was in Phoenix. On vacation or something. I think that was it last week. Has he been in any of the other chats? I've seen him in about a week. Okay, yeah. That guy there, he was the winner of the main event. Okay. They went up against Sullivan Barrera. Okay. Now the winner, Kalazdik, calls himself Hot Rod, right? Well, let me put a picture of Hot Rod up there. I got a picture of Hot Rod. See, that's Hot Rod. Okay. Yeah, see, that's Hot Rod. Now, Hot Rod Kalazdik. Seized command in the second round. Okay. That was Waldo, wasn't it? that Indy man laid on the ring apron when Barrera's left eye began to swell. Now, it had closed completely by the round 4. At which point, the only mystery was whether the fight would end inside the distance, right? Yeah, he landed up on the table. Sullivan Barrera, right? Now, to Barrera's credit, he kept trying and he almost took it to the final bell. But there was only 29 seconds remaining in the fight, in the final round, when Kalazdik closed the show, hitting Barrera with a salvo of punches that knocked him through the ropes, flat on his back on the ring apron. Yeah. That was how it ended, right? It was wild, Justin. Through the ropes and flat on his back on the ring apron. No, he's not that. No. Aunt McQueen, salute. Oh, he was around this morning? Okay, Aunt. No, I don't think he's that ready, Justin, no. Okay, so the next fight was, what before me? Right, okay. The co-main was Nicholas Flass. By the way, Kalazdik goes to 29-2 with 23 knockouts. Barrera dropped to 22-5 with 14 knockouts. And they were light heavyweights. Okay. Yeah. Now the next fight was Nicholas Flass against Lucas Santa Maria. Okay. There goes Nicholas. Now, this shaped up as the most competitive fight on the card. It was an impressive performance by Puerto Rican welterweight Nicholas Flash. This was in the welterweight class. He scored 3 knockdowns en route to a 6th-round stoppage of Luke Santamaria from Southern California, right? We got Luke. Okay. From Southern California. His trainer, Javier Capetillo, stopped it after Santamaria went down from a wicked left hook to the liver. It was a stellar performance by Flash. Okay. And Santamaria is a battle-tested fighter. Okay. Flash goes to 12-2 with 8 knockouts. Santamaria falls to 14-4, 7 knockouts. That's 50%. Flash, I don't know why I've just been so fascinated by knockout rates lately. Flash is 66, around 70. Not too bad, not too shabby. 8-12 wins. And then we had Keyshawn's brother, Calvin, fought last night. Okay. And like I was saying, Calvin fought a guy. Wow. This was scheduled for 8-round welterweight fight. It was a ridiculous mismatch, man, between undefeated Calvin Davis, right? He came into the fight with 11 wins, and his opponent, Mario Lozano, came in with 11 straight losses. And he took the fight on a week's notice, right? And like I said, Keyshawn is Calvin is the brother of top-ranked star Keyshawn Davis, right? Calvin is 6'1". He had a 7-inch height advantage over Lozano. And Lozano packed it in after hitting the deck at the end of the 2nd round. And that was that. Calvin Davis is now 12-0 with 8 knockouts. Lozano is, I don't even know what Lozano is. I didn't even bother to look him up, man. When they said they 11 straight losses, I said, forget it. So Calvin has that same knockout rate, 66, as Nicholas Flash, 8-12. Okay. So that was Pro Box. This was a brief thing. Then we had, wasn't it T-Hill? It was trash, man. And he took it on a week's notice, 11 straight. I think he's a former, didn't he say he was a former police officer or something like that? Yeah. Former police officer or fireman or something. One of the two. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. I think it was a police officer. The guy that fought Calvin. He's a former police officer or fireman, one of them. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this. Go back to way back to the very beginning of the history of boxing before we start our show real quick. I mean, way back to the very, 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 very beginning. Okay. History of boxing. How did boxing start? Yeah, I know I've done this, went over this before, but I just keep finding stuff further and further back. Okay. Now, the history of boxing spans across millennia, right? When did the human race start its enthusiasm for the art of boxing? When was it? From the earliest boxing findings in ancient Greece to the advent of bare knuckles boxing is what I'm going to briefly cover today, right in between those. From the beginning in ancient Greece, right up to bare knuckles. We know what happened after that. Bare knuckles went to gloves and, all of that type of stuff. Now, okay, I'm going to drop this up. Everybody okay this Thursday? Got a big weekend plan? Oh, wait a minute. Everybody got a big weekend plan? I'm just gonna watch some boxing. That's all. Oh yeah. Damn, I forgot the guy's name. And I had a fight to break down. I'll tell you about it after I do this. No, I'll tell you about it now. The guy Ricardo Lopez is he was the guy that at strawweight that was a champion all the way through the 90s. This one guy kind of had his number. But Ricardo was 51-0, but he had one draw. This was the guy that gave him the draw. Plus, this guy was the only guy to ever. Ricardo beat everybody by knockout or unanimous decision, except for this guy lost by split decision. He actually won on one card, and the split decision fight was the one. And I forgot his name. I was going to write it down, but I said, I'll remember it. Don't write it down, Cass, and I forgot it. But it's on his box rack. It was they fought back to back, but it was the second fight, the one I'm talking about. Oh man, I don't know why I didn't write the guy's name down, but I'll find it. I most certainly will. Yeah, that'll be a good fight to break down. Yeah, Ricardo Lopez and Resendez Alvarez, I think that's his name. Resendez Alvarez. Ricardo Lopez, but I'll have it for you by the time this ends. Okay. Now, put that in there for you. See that right there? Okay. See that display right there? Now, the first evidence of boxing dates back to the beginning of the Bronze Age, right? And the Bronze Age was from around 3300 BC and it ended around 1200 BC, about 2,000 years, right? Right. The first evidence of boxing dates back to the beginning of the Bronze Age, and it was Sumerian artifacts that were found in Iraq with etchings showing two men punching each other. That's this display up there. You know, clearly two men throwing hands, right? That was some of the first evidence archaeologists, historians found of boxing. I'm sure it was a box historian with them, you know. I can't be the first one, right? So, yeah. Archaeologists, box historians and stuff, that was the first evidence they found. Maybe I am the first one, I don't know. A boxing. Okay. Similar evidence was discovered in Babylonia and Assyria. Okay. So these type of etchings or carvings were found in several different locations back around that time. Okay. Clearly evident that boxing had been going on during that period, way back 3300 BC. That's way back there, right? Clear evidence, because that's clearly two people throwing hands at each other, ain't it? Yeah, they are boxing. Now, the artifact showed men's fists wrapped in cloth, similar to the way boxers wrap up today. Yeah, had the hand wraps and everything. Wonder if they allowed stacking back then. Now, moving to ancient Greece, competitions in boxing were held for the enjoyment of the people. And in 688 BC, it was introduced as an official Olympic sport. Wow, so the Olympics was 688 BC. That's when boxing. The Olympics had been going on before that. That was when boxing became an Olympic sport. 688 BC. Tim Layton in the building. What's up, Tim Layton? How are you? I'm going to look up that name right after this. For that fight. That would be a good fight to break down for Ant McQueen and Casual's Corner. Salute to Tim Layton, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, Tim? How are you? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a couple of days. But I know you're busy, you know. But I'm glad to stop by today. Okay, yeah. And yeah. Evidence was shown where boxers wrap their hands similar to the way people wrap up today. Okay. and introduced as an Olympic sport in 688. Now, fighters used to use leather thongs to cover their hands for protection. Boxing clubs weren't around yet, weren't invented yet. Now, as you would expect from an ancient Grecian sport, there were no knockout rounds, okay? There was only one winner, and two men would box and fight until one of them couldn't go on, okay? No end up rounds or nothing like that. Just went until somebody couldn't go anymore. Wasn't no rounds. I mean, later on, it went until one man got knocked down, the round would end. But back then, you get knocked down, get up, keep fighting. It wasn't the end of the round. You just fought until you couldn't get up, okay? And that's not the worst. Wait, just listen for a minute. The history of boxing shows us that the original boxing leagues didn't have weight limits or much in the way of weight of health and safety. This meant larger sizes could fight smaller sizes without interference or even mercy. I went over this earlier this week. That was called open weight, where different sized people go up against each other. You could be 250 fighting somebody 150. Open weight. And like they said, they didn't show any kind of mercy or anything. You got in there, that was on you. I mean, you weigh 150, you get there with somebody weigh 280, that's your problem. You got in there. Deal with it. That's what they said, deal with it. They was doing these matches that the boxing stance that we all know today was introduced, with one leg forward and a lead hand up as a guard. Look at them, see? Got the legs, well, I didn't get the legs, but it's forward, you can tell. Got a hand up as for the guard, see that? Yeah. Now, while the ancient Greeks had boxing down as their most injurious sport, boxing history tells us stories of the Romans developing a boxing system, which is a type of glove, evident in the Roman mosaics. Sometimes these gloves had metal spikes sewn into the leather. Kind of like, what was that guy's name that busted up Koto? Was it Margarita? Yeah, he had something sewn into his gloves. But these guys had metal spikes sewn into the gloves. Damn. Brutal. Now, boxing history was a bit bloodier for the Romans. Roman boxing was gladiatorial, right? Soldiers often fought for training or fun. And usually, in the Roman gladiatorial matches, they only ended with the death of the loser. Okay? Yeah. That's how they ended. Wasn't no unanimous decisions or TKOs or nothing. One man had to be carried out, literally carried out, dead. That's when the match was over. Wow. That's crazy. Then Christianity became prevalent, and the Roman Empire fell at that time, which meant that pressed a pause on boxing for some time, okay? But I'm going to pick it back up somewhere along the line at that point and find out what happened in that period, when it picked back up and all of that. But it had to pick back up before the bare knuckles era, which started like in the 1800s in London. All those years, there had to be something going on in there because, Christianity put a ban on it, but, anything get banned, human beings are going to find a way to do it. If it's not legal, we're going to find a way to do it illegally. It's just human nature, right? Okay. Now let's get ready to get into the 12 fights that the fix was in on. Okay. But ain't that something, man? The loser was the one that died. Okay. Wasn't no corner stoppages. Okay. No, throw in the towel in. You got in there, that was it. You had to kill your man or kill or be killed. Well, let me find that name before I get started. We got plenty of time. Yeah. You talking about Margarita, Tim? Yeah, that's Tim, right, Tim. Margarita. Okay, thank you, Tim. Yeah. But Koto did get the rematch and got his get back, and he said Koto said that was his most satisfying win. The rematch against Margarito. Wasn't it Koto? I believe it was Koto. Yeah, it was him. And I remember I saw an interview he did. He said it was after he retired. He said he was asked his most satisfying win in boxing. He said that was it, the rematch with Margarito, when he got his get back on him. Because that was bad, man. He tried it on Sugar Shane, but Sugar Shane had something for him. Sugar Shane said, I don't care what you got in your gloves. Take this. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm going to find that name right now if Ant is still in there. This would be a good fight to break down. This guy, he didn't beat Ricardo, but he kind of had his number. Now, it wasn't a technical draw. It was stopped on cuts, but it was round 7. So before 4, it's a draw, but after the 4, they go to the cards, but it was still tied up. It was still a draw. That was round technical draw, right? So that is possible. It was 3-3. They counted the cards at the end of 6. It was, yeah. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is the guy right here, Rosendo Alvarez, and it would be 2. Ricardo Lopez, Rosendo Alvarez, 2. Ricardo Lopez got him by split decision. There we go. Yeah. You still in here, Ant? That will be a good fight to break down. This one right here. Let me know, and I will definitely be on the panel for this one. Yeah. First, and then we're gonna get started into the show. Sorry, y'all, but it's just I want to do it before I forget about it. Remember yesterday I was trying to find this guy's name. This was him right here, and it's 2. There it is, and if you're in here, that's the fight right there. Ricardo Lopez versus Rosendo Alvarez 2. Ended in a split decision. Okay. Lonnie Lee is here. What's up, Lonnie Lee? Let's get ready to get the show started. We was waiting for you. Okay. Now the subject of today's show is the fix is in. You see the 2 guys on the thumbnail. You know it had to be something shady. 2 shady characters. Don King and Bob Arum. Don't call him the Bob Father for nothing. I guess I can say that. I don't know. I done said it now, so don't make no difference whether I can say it or not. I already said it. Yeah, 2 shady characters. The Bob Father and Don King. Okay? Okay, we ready to get started. Good time. How's everybody today, though? It's Thursday. Told you we had a big week. Had a big week planned. And don't forget, tomorrow it's George Dixon. The profile is George Dixon. First black athlete. Not just boxer, first black athlete, period, to ever win any kind of a championship. First black boxer, not Jack Johnson. He was the first black heavyweight. This guy was the first black boxer, period. Okay, to win a championship. Okay, what's up, Bruce Gas? Oh, Bruce Gas, I got that thing. They said the 16th, which is Saturday. So you should have your laptop. I got a tracking on it, and it said arrival date is, I don't know why it took so long, the 16th, which is Saturday, okay? Yeah. Because I was wondering why you didn't say you had it yet yesterday, but so I tracked it this morning. It said the 16th. which is Saturday. Okay? Yeah. Which is Saturday. Because I want you to get it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, a little speech like I always do before we started. Where am I? Today is the 14th, right? Yeah. Oh, here I go. I was in the wrong place. Thursday, March the 14th. Cast Sports goes live. This is my 114th live, by the way. Falls right in line with the day. Just something. Okay. The fix is in. Top 12 all-time most controversial and disappointing fights. Right? Now, no sport has courted as much scandal and public outrage as boxing. No sport. No other sport, not even close. Okay. From dives and fixed fights to outrageous decisions. Not to mention shady stuff behind closed doors with crooked promoters like the two on the thumbnail and our so-called sanctioning organizations. I'm gonna read that again. From dives and fixed fights to outrageous decisions, not to mention the shady stuff behind closed doors with crooked promoters and our so-called sanctioning organization. The fight game has always been fertile ground for double dealing and corruption. Preach, Cass, preach. Controversial outcomes are just an intrinsic part of the enterprise, sports writer Jimmy Cannon famously called the red light district of sports. That's what boxing is. Think about it, the red light district of sports. You know that part of town down there where the police got the imaginary fence around the red light district? That's what boxing is, the red light district of sports. If you know what I mean, yeah. That's what it is. Sports writer Jimmy Cannon named it perfectly. The red light district of sports. That's boxing. But we love it. This list today focuses on the questionable outcomes, which inspired shock, outrage, and vociferous arguments. These are the fights which were anything but satisfying or conclusive, with the resulting scandal and speculation profoundly affecting both the careers of their participants as well as boxing itself, right? And drawing the wrong kind of attention from the public at large. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't need you no more. Not right now. You get over there. Okay, just talking to myself. Okay. First one is going to be Lulu Perez, TKO in the second round of Willie Pep, February 26, 1954. That hurt me bad if this was fixed. Willie Pep was my man, you know. Best. I'm calling him the best featherweight ever, man, and he was involved in a fix. Oh man, I want to cry. Willie Pep and Lulu Perez. There you go. Okay. Say it ain't so. Not Willie. But Lulu Perez, February 26, 1954. Let's talk about it very quick. Former champ and acknowledged all-time great Willie Pep faced Lulu Perez at Madison Square Garden, and anyone paying close attention knew something was deeply awry, knew something was wrong. Now, on the day of the fight, the wagering odds changed dramatically, with some bookies abruptly refusing to take bets. Right? You know something wrong. The bookie gonna refuse to take bets? Come on, man. Clearly the word was out that something was rotten at the Garden. Okay? Acknowledged defensive genius Willie Pep was in debt 3 times in round 2, forcing an automatic stoppage. The 3 knockdown rule was in effect, and the arena was filled with boos and catcalls. Pep was immediately suspended by the State Athletic Commission. Told you I'm learning too. I never knew this before a couple days ago. The former champion was immediately suspended by the State Athletic Commission, and all but the most naive fan realized the fix had to be in, not Willie Pep. Not Willie Pep. I'm shedding real tears over here. While Pep forever insisted he never threw the fight, but his 1980 libel suit against a journalist who strongly implied otherwise was rejected by the jury after just 15 minutes of deliberation. Yep. Willie Pep was involved in throwing that fight. One of the best defensive fighters ever, going to get knocked down 3 times in 1 round. Imagine Sweet Pea Floyd getting knocked down 3 times in 1 round. Or Shakur. Those good defensive fighters. Willie Pep was on that level, man. Ain't nobody knocking Willie Pep down in those 3 rounds. Not unless it's fixed. Yeah. And the bookies just abruptly stopped taking bets before the fight and everything, man. Something was clearly wrong. Yes, Al Booker. I was just asking about you. Man. What's up, Al Booker? How are you, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I was just asking if anybody saw you. Ant said he had saw you earlier this morning and stuff. But good to see you, bro. Yeah, this is the live on the Fix Is It. You know. Yeah, Willie Pep, man. That's how I'm getting knocked down 3 times in 1 round. He was, like I said, on the level of Floyd, Sweet Pea, Shakur defensively. Ain't nobody knocking Willie Pep down in those 3 rounds. Y'all heard me rant and rave about him many times on my shows. When I learned this, man, I wanted to shed real tears. I was crazy about Willie Pep. He was number 4 on my all-time list, remember? It was Joe Louis, him, Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, and then Sugar Ray Robinson. Willie Pep was number 4. And now this. Man, Willie, you might have to come out. And he was immediately suspended. And then this newspaper guy kept writing about it, and Willie Pep tried to sue him. The jury threw the suitcase out in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Yeah. Well, yeah, Willie, you do it. You're not getting 1 penny for suing anyone. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. The next one is Ad Walgas. 13-round knockout of Joe Rivers. This was on July 4th, 1912. Okay, let me see. If I couldn't get both of them, I got at least one of them. A slide of one of them. I call them slides, not pictures. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. I believe that's them. Yeah. That's them. Ad Walgas, 13th round knockout of Joe Rivers, July 4th, 1912. No, I don't know. I know that's Ad Walgas. Yeah, July 4th, 1912. That's when this was. Okay. Now, Walgas, also known as the Michigan Wildcat, was defending his world lightweight title. This fight was in Vernon, California, against the tenacious Joe Rivers. And it was a crowd-pleasing, action-packed battle until round 13, when the 2 combatants both connected with heavy, hurtful shots at precisely the same time. Both fighters collapsed in a heap, and referee Jack Welch started counting, right? Both of them went down. Now, then, in an action regarded as inexplicable by all in attendance. Now, listen to this now. Then, in an action regarded, they both fell down, hit each other at the same time, both went down. Then the referee helped Walgas up to his feet as he finished counting the other guy out. What? Let me say that again. They both swung at the same time and connected. They both went down. The referee helped Walgas up while still counting the other guy out. Same time he was helping the other guy up. What? That's crazy. Then, after he finished counting, he raised the guy's hand that he helped up. Completely ignoring the fact that the blow that Walgas dropped Rivers with at the same time he was hit was a low blow. Okay? Was a low blow. So, two guys hit each other at the same time. One was a legal shot, one was a low blow. The referees counting them out, helped the guy up that threw the low blow, and counted the other guy up and raised the guy's hand that he helped up. What? The referee wisely made a hasty exit as the crowd threatened a full-scale riot. A distraught Rivers showed reporters a sizable dent in his aluminum protector cup, but to no avail. As Walgas, who was renowned for aiming blows at his opponents' lower regions, he got the win. That's crazy. How could he be given the win after that, man? The referee helped him up, even if his blow was legal. The referee not supposed to help him up, but he got the win and kept his championship. Yeah. I told you, some of the fix is in. Told you, some of the most let's bear with me. Told you, yeah, some of the most controversial fights you ever hear about today. I've been telling you all week. I got a list of some of the most controversial fights you ever hear about. That's got to be the most controversial right there. That should have been number one. Referee helped the man up and raised his hand. Okay, the next one is Billy Fox. Okay, there's Jake. Billy Fox, 4th round TKO Jake LaMotta, November 14th, 1947. Now, Jake LaMotta actually testified before Congress that he threw a fight. Now, I don't know if this is the one, but he got knocked out in the TKO 4th round in this one, but he actually did admit it before Congress that he threw a fight, and this is him involved in this one. I don't know if this is the one he admitted to. Now, the controversy for this fight actually began well before either Fox or LaMotta had set foot in Madison Square Garden, okay? The word was out in advance that something less than kosher was in the works for this fight. And the betting odds became erratic after that, reflecting that perception, right? Now, the chatter became so loud that prior to fight time, the current chair of the New York State Athletic Commission twice visited both boxers' dressing rooms in an attempt to dissuade them from going on with whatever that was planned, because, you know, he was hearing the chatter going on too, you know, the New York State Athletic Commissioner, because it was at the Garden. So he went to both of the guys' dressing rooms 2 times, tried to tell them, whatever y'all got planned, you know, don't do it. Mike Rhyme in the building. Yeah, Tim. Or great uncle or something. Yeah. That sounds like a Tony Weeks type deal there, don't it? Like Barossa would have knocked Rolly down. I could see Tony helping him up. Yeah, I could see Tony helping Rolly back up. or throwing some water on him to revive him before he could get to 10? Good question, though, Tim. Tim says, was it Tony Weeks' granddad? Yeah. Yeah, but this one, they had something in the works and it had got out that something was going on. So the New York State Athletic Commission's director the chair goes to both of the dressing rooms 2 times trying to tell them, whatever, don't do it. Okay. Then they went into the fight, and Fox became, Jake LaMotta was a tough man. Fox became the first boxer to ever stop LaMotta. When a helpless-looking LaMotta was rescued by the referee in round 4, the crowd loudly booing the obvious setup, right? Now, the result led to the immediate suspension of LaMotta's boxing license. What about the other guy? Well, he didn't have to be involved in it, but he was. But it led to the immediate suspension of LaMotta's boxing license and widespread speculation about corruption in boxing. Speculation. Oh, here we go. Years later, LaMotta publicly admitted that he drew the fight. That's the one they was talking about too, in order to obtain an overdue shot at the world middleweight title. Yeah. So when he testified before Congress, that was the one he was talking about. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I knew he had. I hope it ain't Tony Weeks, Tim. Oh no. I hope it ain't Tony Weeks. Rolly probably would love it to be Tony, but if I was Pitbull, I wouldn't agree to that. No. Oh man. Oh, you just joking, right, Justin? Justin said it is Tony Weeks. No, man. Anybody fighting Rolly would have to be crazy to agree to Tony Weeks because he's already shown that he helped Rolly before. Anybody, I wouldn't want him to referee no fight because he shows he is willing to take that bag to cheat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the next one, okay, is Louis Resto. He got a 10-round win over Billy Collins Jr. on June 16, 1983. Wow, that was these days. Told you. The mob's still in it now. 2 of them on the thumbnail. No, just kidding. Okay. Louis Resto, 10-round win over Billy Collins Jr., June 16, 1983. In one of the most disturbing and tragic episodes in ring history. Louis Resto battered prospect Billy Collins Jr. and everyone, all this cheating going on in the Garden. This is in the Garden too. And I did 3 of them been in the Garden. But anyway, Louis Resto battered prospect Billy Collins Jr. in Madison Square Garden for 10 rounds with the equivalent of brass knuckles on both fists. Wow. I thought, what did he have him under the gloves? Resto had only 8 knockouts and 19 wins and was not regarded as any kind of dangerous puncher. But as early as round 2, his blows were leaving marks and welts on Collins' biceps. During the fight, Collins told his father and trainer Billy Collins Sr. that something just wasn't right with Resto's gloves. I thought both sides check each other's gloves before the thing started. This was in 1983. After the final bell, the elder Collins shook hands with Resto immediately, knew his son's deduction was correct, and summoned the attention of ringside officials. I thought you took your gloves off, like Thomas Hill was off, like he said Bud didn't. The gloves were inspected, and it was determined that much of their horsehair padding had been removed. Decades later, a remorseful Resto claimed that in addition to the tampering of the gloves, his hand wraps had been soaked in plaster. So he admitted it years later. Collins suffered a battery so vicious, he was barely recognizable after the fight. I feel like I looked like Martin after that Tommy Hearns fight. Anybody see that episode? I saw that yesterday. When Martin knocked Tommy Hearns up into the wall and then they showed him the next day at home. Collins probably looked like that. They suffered a battery so vicious he was barely recognizable after the fight, and the damage to his eyes meant an immediate end to his boxing career. Ooh. Both Resto and his trainer, Panama Lewis, were criminally charged for the incident and eventually banned from boxing. Less than a year later, a despondent Collins Jr. died in a car accident. That was a bad one there. Wow. Yeah, Justin, he might be in Rolly's corner, helping the trainer. Okay, number 8. Or the next one is Primo Carrera versus Jack Sharkey, 2, June 29th, 1933. Now, Primo Carrera looked like a scary guy. The one on the right, that's Primo. Look at him. Damn. I hate to run into him in the dark alley. Hope I got my piece with me. God damn. He ready to fight right then. Okay, Primo Carrera versus Jack Sharkey 2, June 29th, 1933. Now, two factors made the rematch between Sharkey and Carrera a highly controversial affair. First, by this point, the fact the hulking Primo was controlled by the mob, and that many of his wins were, to say the least, suspect. Yeah, he looked like he in the mob. Look at him. You know, many of his wins were suspect. Okay. Second, Sharkey, a highly skilled boxer with wins over Johnny Risco, Tommy Loughran, and Harry Wills to his credit, had defeated Carrera by a wide margin when they battled in 1931, completely by dominating the Italian over 15 rounds, and coming close at more than one point to forcing a stoppage. And yet, the betting odds for the rematch were strangely close, with reports from some quarters that Carrera was viewed as the favorite. How could he be the favorite and the man damn near knocked him out and dominated him in the first fight? Something had to be wrong. Despite the significant disadvantages in height, reach, and weight, Sharkey again had the edge until round 6, when Carrera landed an uppercut that put the Boston guard on the canvas in a heap. He barely moved as he was counted out. The outcome was viewed as very suspicious from the start, and speculation only intensified as time passed, and more became known about the extent of the corruption behind Carrera's career. Look at him, he looked like a model. He looked shady. That's him on the right. He looked untrustworthy. Sharkey insisted until his dying day the fight was on the level. But this is one heavyweight title belt that will always be controversial. Oh yeah, that guy looked suspect. Carrera does. Everybody okay? We go now to Joe Gans versus Terry McGovern, December 13th, 1900. Turn of the century. Okay, there he goes shaking hands. Joe Gans, Terry McGovern, December 13th, 1900. Chicago was the site of this fight, okay? Two all-time greats. Both fighters in their primes. If ever any fight should have ended it should have resulted in an exciting and highly competitive matchup, this was it, despite the fact the lightweight Gans enjoyed a natural size and weight advantage. You don't look that much bigger than him. A little, yeah. Over featherweight McGovern. But such was not the case. Instead, Gans was decked 7 times before counting out in the second round. 7 times in 2 rounds. with fans booing the obvious fix even before it ended. Ooh, 7 times in 2 rounds. Joe Gans. Wow. The widespread word on the street was that the match was not on the level, and virtually no one regarded the result as legit. And Gans versus McGovern proved to be not just a controversial boxing match, but a most consequential one, as it led to the state of Illinois banning professional prize fighting for almost 30 years. Because of that fight, wow. Boxing got banned in Chicago for almost 30 years. Isn't that something? Hardcore Boxing News, hashtag JBT, salute J Hardcore. This is the show on controversial fights. You missed it. Just talked about a fight where both guys hit each other at the same time. One was a low blow. They both went down. The referee counted them out, helped one of them up, and counted the other guy out and raised the guy he helped up hand, and the guy got the win. He was the one that threw the low blow. So yeah, I got 12 fights today, the most controversial fights you will ever hear about here today. Yes, I do. But that takes the cake then. Referee helped the guy out. Tim Layton said that was Tony Weeks' grandfather, that referee. Oh man. Okay. But I hate to see Joe Gans. That's my homeboy involved in the fix. Yeah. But he was. So the next one is the next one is Tom Sharkey versus Bob Fitzsimmons. Let me see. I got my hat too, Jay. I got the black joint with the put it on. With this, yeah. Okay, real quick. Real quick. Where there's the camera at? I have my camera off, so I don't even know where it's at. Where it is. Right there I go. See my hat? I just put it on. Okay, back to the show. Back to the show. Now, where are we? Number 6, right? Oh, no. This is Tom Sharkey versus Bob Fitzsimmons, December 2nd, 1896. Ooh, this was way back then. This is the period where the guy we're going to profile tomorrow, George Dixon, for that, yeah. Okay. This highly anticipated heavyweight showdown drew national interest and brisk ticket sales in San Francisco, but it ended with cries of disgust at its final outcome. Word on the street was that Wyatt Earp would be the referee. Yeah, I heard something about this before. But rumors swirled that the legendary lawman was bought and paid for by Sharkey and his team. Sharkey was in that one of the other ones before too. He must have been real cool. They say Wyatt Earp was the referee, but he was bought and paid for by Sharkey. Now, before the fight got underway, Fitz's manager demanded Earp be replaced as the referee, but he was overruled, only to see his suspicions about Earp confirmed, and his fighter robbed of almost certain victory. The press was not friendly to Earp's decision. So that must have been the referee must have been doing the judging too, because back in them days, yeah. According to eyewitness accounts, the fighting blacksmith, Fritz, was much more effective throughout, and in round 8, a series of blows sent Sharkey to the floor. But Earp ruled that an illegal punch to the groin had put Sharkey down, and he immediately disqualified Fritz and declared the prostrate Sharkey the victor. Sharkey was still on the floor. Wow, yeah, Wyatt Earp was bought and paid for. The crowd erupted in outrage, and Earp beat a hasty exit. Such was the resulting controversy. It hounded the former lawman to his grave and overshadowed his gunfighting exploits for decades. It had Wyatt Earp in there cheap. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, next one is Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 2. Is that the bite fight? Yeah, that's the bite fight. Yeah. That's the bite fight. That's the bite fight. Okay. And of course, this took place June 28th, 1997. Yeah, I'm gonna get me a hoodie next too, Justin. Yeah. Okay. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 2. At the time, this was one of the most eagerly anticipated events in all of boxing history. Yes, it was. It was a huge super fight and a rematch too. Yep. Yeah, everybody was going crazy about that one when that happened. Yeah, because Holyfield had beat him in the first one, right? And millions of sports fans were curious to see if Tyson could reverse his shocking defeat at the hands of Holyfield 6 months before. And that's what made it so good, because it was immediately after. It was both of their next fight. That's how they did it back then. Immediate rematch, right? Yeah, that's just the bite fight, though. Yeah. Now, one of the all-time great upsets was the first fight between them. That's why this fight was so big. Now, thus, the controversy of what transpired on that surreal night cannot be overstated. As in their first meeting, Holyfield refused to be intimidated and repeatedly forced Tyson into a defensive posture. Tyson said he kept headbutting him, that's why he bit him. But the fight took a shocking turn in round 3, when Tyson resorted to viciously biting Holyfield. Not once, but twice. His chomping, violent enough to remove a portion of Holyfield's right ear, right? But Mike said that Holyfield kept headbutting him. I think he was too. I saw it. On Mike was disqualified, and afterwards more than a few pundits wondered aloud if boxing would ever recover. Ticket buyers threw up their hands in disgust as a public apology for Mike did nothing to compensate them. The event having generated some $200 million in gross revenue. Wow. Tyson was fined $3 million, and his boxing license was suspended for 1 year. Yeah, I remember that, the bite fight. Yeah. Yeah, but I remember Mike said if Holyfield kept headbutting him, the referee wouldn't say nothing, so he'd bit him. I can't even remember who the referee was for that. No, Tim, it wasn't Tony Weeks. Yeah, me too, Jay. I love immediate rematches, man. That's like a bad word nowadays, though. You know, you say immediate rematch, they look at you like you're crazy. I'm not rematching him. He almost beat me the first time. He might take my O in a rematch. You know. Okay, the next one. Yeah, this was another one. Is Al Booker still in here? This is when me and Al Booker go back and forth about. Al Booker, you still in here? Probably not. He said he was passing through. Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor. Now, Tim, Richard Steele, a referee. That's Tony. I think that's Tony Weeks' cousin. That's Tony Weeks' cousin, Richard Steele. Yeah. Stop a fight with 2 seconds left. Come on, man. In one of the most exciting battles of the decade, Meldrick Taylor clearly held a points lead on Julio Cesar Chavez as the bell rang for the final round in their clash for the unified 140-pound championship. Then, with seconds left in the match, Chavez landed a huge right hand. Yeah, it was, it hurt Meldrick too. And scored the fight's only knockdown. Taylor was on his feet at the count of 6 as his trainer, Lou Duva, Lou, climbed onto the ring apron, and the clock wound down to the final bell. Right? But distracted by Duva, Taylor failed to answer referee Richard Steele's "Are you okay?" question, and Steele immediately halted the match with precisely 2 seconds left on the clock. Richard Steele cheated, man. 2 seconds. What more damage? Why are you going to stop a fight with 2 seconds? What more damage can a man do to you in 2 seconds that he hadn't already done? You know. Now, he was hurt. But Chavez caught him with a big, huge right hand. It dropped it in the last few seconds. But he got up. And there was only 2 seconds left in the fight. Why stop it at that point? No way, man. Richard Steele cheated. Talk about he didn't answer, "Are you okay?" Man, get the hell out of here. You just looking for an excuse to stop it, and with 2 seconds. They gave him the signal just like they gave Tony Weeks the signal in the Roller Barroso fight. Richard Chavez losing, you gotta win it for him, and he did it. That's what they did for Tony Weeks. They told him Rolly was losing. Rolly can't do it. You gotta do it for him, Tony. Yeah, that's what happened. That was crazy, Justin. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I saw that live. No, I wasn't there. I mean, on TV live as it was happening. I saw that, man. Yeah. That was crazy. Unbelievable. That's this one and the one where the referee helped the man up. Those are the 2 worst on this list. Yeah. I don't know which one worse. I think the referee helping the guy up is worse, though. Yeah. How the hell two both men go down? How you gonna help one of them up? Wow. Yeah. Now, shock and pandemonium ensued and has never completely subsided since. In the history of hasty stoppages in boxing, this holds a special place, as it will no doubt be furiously questioned and debated until the end of time between those who believe Steele was simply doing his job and those who insist Taylor deserved the chance to continue. Continue with only 2 seconds. All he's gonna do 1001, 1002, then he going on to his corner. Yeah, you really a chance to continue. 2 seconds. Stop, man. Okay. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran. What's that? Oh, hell no. We ain't playing no lovey-dovey Canelo type honored to be in the ring stuff. No. Let that picture get in there. Sugar Ray Leonard versus... Now, that's more like it. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran. We don't want to see this nonsense. There we go, right there. Yeah. Miss Cass must have put that one in there. Yeah, Justin, 2 seconds. That's crazy. There's something about he deserved the chance to continue. The fight wasn't going to continue. The clock was going to run out and it was going to be over. And Taylor was going to get his hand raised. And Richard Steele was given a signal to make sure that didn't happen. Chavez got a couple gifts. Then the Sweet Pea fight, remember? He lost that. They gave him a draw. Sweet Pea washed him, man. Called that one a draw, but anyway. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran 2. Yeah, that was the No Moss fight. That was ridiculous. Yeah, Roberto quit. You know, he was getting embarrassed. Yeah. Because Roberto's own manager, remember Roberto, when he quit, he tried to use the excuse that he had stomach cramps. His own manager said he didn't have no stomach cramps. He said he didn't have no stomach cramps before the fight. He didn't have stomach cramps during the fight. He didn't have stomach cramps after the fight. Roberto Duran's own manager said he quit because he was embarrassed. He was getting embarrassed. His manager said that. Roberto Duran's. So, yeah, it wasn't no stomach cramps. He was getting embarrassed. His own team said that. And this was on November 25th, 1980. Leonard Duran 2. The previous June, in one of the most eagerly anticipated fights in boxing history, yes. That was the first one. Former lightweight champion Duran, a.k.a. Manos de Piedra, Hands of Stone, won his second world title after a thrilling 15-round war. The famous brawl in Montreal. Yeah. Like Jay say, Sugar Ray, the man talked about the man's wife and everything. He fought angry. Yeah. Fought angry and he fought Duran's fight, you know. And you get points for that because the judges didn't know he was mad. The judges think Duran making him fight that way, forcing his style on him. So that probably wasn't the fight for Duran because you get points for ring generalship and stuff. And that's part of it. Forcing, you know, somebody, the other fighter to fight your style. And the judges, they didn't know Sugar Ray was mad. They just think Duran was making him fight that way. So, yeah. Probably lost in the fight. So anyway, it was a thrilling 15-round war. Right. Now after that thrilling 15-round war, they sitting up there like two damn lovebirds, man. No. I don't want that. I don't want that either. Yeah, this is what we want right there. Yeah. Okay. It was against welterweight champion Sugar Ray Leonard. The victory gave Duran universal standing as the best boxer on the planet. Sugar Ray then pushed for an immediate rematch. In 5 months, there we go again, Jay, immediate rematch. Yep, 5 months later at the Superdome in New Orleans. And Duran should have known he was fighting a losing battle. Ray Charles, who Sugar Ray Leonard was named after, sang the national anthem. And Sugar Ray Leonard did that little rock that Ray Charles did during the fight on it. Yeah. It was Leonard who took command this time. Everything's his way, to such an extent that he taunted Duran, mocking his inability to seize control. Then in round 8, the Panamanian legend abruptly just turned his back, walked away, and refused to continue fighting. Yeah. The fact that Roberto Duran, the most macho and fierce of Latin American fighters, one of the most fierce ever come out of Latin America, had just quit, could scarcely be comprehended at the time. It was unbelievable. So shocking was the result that many refused to believe the match was on the level. I think it was. He was really embarrassed. That wasn't no fix. He was really embarrassed. Yeah. Duran himself blamed debilitating stomach cramps. No, I told y'all that. His own manager said that was a lie. An excuse which only fueled further suspicion, not to mention the anger of Roberto's former fans in his native Panama. They said former fans. After that fight, they said former fans. With a single rash decision, Duran transformed his image and standing, gave boxing detractors a new means by which to attack the sport, and suffused the simple phrase of "no Mars," with implications which decades later still resonate. But he made a good comeback. He won another title. I think he got the title at junior middleweight. I know he got another title after that. He made a pretty good comeback. That was his first 2 Four Kings fights. He had 3 more. He had another fight against Leonard. He had a fight against Hagler. He had a fight against Hearns. So he made a nice little comeback from that. So it all wasn't lost. Jack Dempsey versus Gene Tunney. Yeah. Okay, Jack Dempsey versus Gene Tunney. Oh, there we go again. It's supposed to be boxing, man. You don't want to see 2 guys sitting all up there friendly, windly and stuff. Say no Canelo stargazing like Melvin was doing. Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney. There we go. Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney. Right, not that. Or that. No. We want this or this. Right there. Like Cato Plant in there asking Canelo, how am I doing? Jaime Munguia, it's an honor to be in the ring with Canelo. Mel looked like he was going to ask him for his autograph. No, man, he's supposed to be going there to knock this man's head off. No honor to be in the ring with him. Say that after the fight, right? But before the fight, Bivol didn't go in there talking about no honor to be in the ring with him, did he? Gregory Pratt in the building. D for the win. I wasn't even paying attention. What's happening, gentlemen? We're looking at some very controversial fights. That's why it's called The Fix Was In. Yeah. Very suspicious fights. Had the one where the referee helped the man up. Man got knocked down. The referee helped him up and then gave him the win. What's up with GP? I haven't seen you in a minute. Gregory Pratt hashtag JBT, aka GP, in the building. We got a couple more. And it's, oh yeah, about 20 or 4. Lead you right into The Voice at 4 o'clock. Okay. Still got a little bit of a big part of the JBT lineup left for today. We got The Voice. We got hardcore boxing news again at 8. And then we got the Rise podcast at 9. So yeah, big part of the day still to come. And you still got Cass Sports for like 20 more minutes. Okay. Jack Dempsey versus Gene Tunney. 2, September 22nd, 1927. Now, in the unlikely circumstance that anyone reading this doesn't quite understand the difficulty with the famous long count. This was the long count, right? Remember this one. The long count fight. Take a look at Dempsey's famous, amazing 4-minute brawl with Lucas Firpo in 1923. The Argentinian challenger hits the canvas 7 times in the first 3 minutes of the first 3 minutes of the fight, right? And each time Dempsey hovers like the Grim Reaper over his stricken foe, waiting for instant Firpo bloods leave the canvas to resume beating him, right? Now Tunney is down, but Dempsey hesitates to go to a neutral corner, right? He refused to go to the neutral corner so the referee could start counting. By 1927, the rules had changed. Now, when a boxer scores a knockdown, he was required to immediately go to the furthest neutral corner, and the referee was at liberty to wait until that happened before starting his count. In round 7, in a match which had attracted over 100,000 paid fans, in which Tunney was clearly winning, Dempsey broke through and landed a left hook that turned the legs of Tunney to jelly. The challenger's follow-up combination put Tunney on his backside, and when 10 seconds had elapsed, Tunney was still on the canvas. But that was because Dempsey had failed to immediately obey referee Dave Berry's command to retreat to a neutral corner, which ate up precious time. And then Berry only began counting once Dempsey had followed his order. Tunney then beat the official count and went on to win. But the arguments, speculations, and conspiracy theories about the knockout Dempsey almost scored have since never ceased. Indeed, for decades, many fans clung to the conviction that the Manassas Mauler was the victim of a great injustice. But it should be noted that Jack himself never publicly complained about the outcome because it wasn't the referee's fault. The referee couldn't start counting until he went to that corner, right? So if he would have went to the corner as soon as the referee told him to, then he might have counted Tunney out. But then again, as long as the referee wasn't counting, Tunney didn't get up. If he immediately went to the neutral corner, the referee started counting, Tunney might have still got up in time, right? So no, you can't blame that on the referee though. You can only blame himself, okay, for not obeying the referee's command. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah. And then when the man is down, sure, he was down for 10 seconds, but the referee wasn't counting. If the referee wasn't counting, would he have got up within them 10 seconds? Maybe he would have. But as long as the referee not counting, I'm going to stay down there and get as much recovery time as I can. I'm like, damn, he ain't counting. I ain't got to get up yet. Right? They say get up at 8. The man haven't said 1 yet. He trying to get this fool to go to the neutral corner. The last one is that famous picture. Ali telling Sonny Liston to get up. Remember? Yeah. That's part of the most famous picture in boxing right there. Yeah. Now that fix was in, but Ali didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Liston. Ali wanted him to get up, He didn't want to win like that, but yeah, Liston was clearly mob tied. He was what was an enforcer or something, used to beat people up to collect money or something. Yeah. While he was boxing. Sonny Liston. And he died mysteriously too. Yeah. Sonny was a very shady character. Don't forget tomorrow our profile is, we're doing a profile every Friday now. It's George Dixon, the first black boxer to win a boxing championship. No, it wasn't Jack Johnson, it was George Dixon. And he's also, he's the first black athlete, period, to win any kind of championship. Did you get that name, Ant, that I put in there for the fight to break down? Ricardo Lopez versus Resendez Alvarez 2. Did you get it? Yeah. Ricardo Lopez, Resendez Alvarez 2. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Jay. Jamel was way too nice. I thought he was going to ask Canelo for his autograph in one of those press conferences. Yeah. That was not Mel. Mel usually be ready to start the fight at the press conference. But he was like looking at Canelo like the best thing to happen to him. I guess he was that nice big bag he got. Oh, okay, let's do this last one because we got 15 minutes. And then that's it. Lead you right on up to the voice. Just do boxing. He's listening. Okay. Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston. 2. This was 2. This fight took place on May 25th, 1965. Now, I don't think this was an immediate rematch. I think they both might have had a fight or so in between because the first one was 64 and they fought more often than that. It wouldn't have been no year. I don't know. I don't think this was the immediate rematch. but this was the rematch. Just how controversial was this particular clash for the heavyweight championship of the world? Let us count the ways. First, there was the fact that its prelude, Clay versus Liston 1, had inspired that this more than its shared controversy, all on its own, as a defending champ and overwhelming betting favorite, quit on his stool at the end of round 6. This after his corner likely tried to sabotage the bout by putting linen on Sonny's gloves, which got in Clay's eyes and rendered the challenger blind for much of round 5. Now, I heard Ali say this on one talk show one night. He said some little shady-looking guy came up to him. The first fight was when the stuff got in his eyes off Sonny's blood. He said some guy came up to him on the street before that fight and said he had a way to assure him of winning. He said he got some stuff. Put on your glove and it'll blind your opponent. Ali said, I don't want to win like that. So he said, night of the fight, he looked across the ring. That guy that asked him about that was in Liston's corner. Yeah, I heard him tell that story. The guy that told him about putting the stuff on his gloves, he looked over there, he was in Liston's corner. So Liston must have took the offer, right? That's what he said. I heard him say it, man. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So Liston had put this stuff on his, well, he had something on his glove, got in Ali's eyes. He was blind for almost the whole round 5. Then there was the fact that the boxer who defeated the seemingly unbeatable Liston in February of '64 has since become one of the most maligned, revisited, and yes, controversial figures in all of America. After winning the heavyweight title, Cassius Clay announced his allegiance to the black Muslim cult. See, they call him a cult. It wasn't a cult. And its leader, Elijah Muhammad, before changing his name to Muhammad Ali. Well, I don't know. To Muhammad Ali. After much contractual wrangling, stemming from the fact that an immediate rematch only added to the suspicions, it was immediate rematch, swirling around the first fight, a return was eventually set for November in Boston. But just days before the match, Ali suffered a hernia, which necessitated surgery. In the meantime, a bitter and public quarrel was unfolding between the leader of the black Muslims and prominent former follow-up, Malcolm X, one which forced the new champion to choose sides. Now, Ali remained loyal to leader Elijah, and on February 24th, 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated. Speculation ensued that Ali would be the target of retaliation, a threat taken seriously enough that the FBI elected to guard Ali around the clock with a squad of armed officers. Okay. Gotta get to the fight. Organizers of the rematch settled on the unlikely locality of Lewiston, Maine, but the fight itself only led to more controversy. The atmosphere of tension and violence surrounding the event was blamed for a paltry crowd of some 2,500 fans at Maine's first and last heavyweight championship match. Yeah, remember a while back I was saying that was the smallest crowd ever for a championship fight? That's why. I told you I'm learning too. I never knew why. Because of the death threats and all that kind of nonsense. FBI was guarding Ali and all that. Okay, that's why the crowd was so small. And when Liston collapsed midway through round 1, almost no one saw the blow that put him there. That's what they said. People sitting in the first row, said they didn't even see it. Yeah. Oh, your father went to the rematch, Bruce? Okay. Bruce Gadsden's father, more myself. Oh, that's what was on the glove, Bruce Gadsden? Okay. Bruce Gadsden's father went to the rematch in Maine. Okay. Now, yeah, Liston collapsed midway through round 1. Almost no one saw the blow that put him there. Yep. The punch that decided the contest would soon become known as the Phantom Punch. Yep. And with Blister on the mat, Ali shouted at him to rise before circling the ring in a manic victory dance. Referee Jersey Joe Walcott, preoccupied with trying to corral Ali, failed to communicate with the timekeeper and thus never administered a count. Damn. A seemingly disoriented Liston climbed to his knees, but then collapsed again before eventually getting to his feet and attempting to resume the fight. Jersey Joe didn't count. Walcott was then informed that Liston had indeed been on the mat canvas for more than 10 seconds, and he finally halted the match and declared Ali the winner. Now see that? Jersey Joe didn't administer a count, but the timekeeper did. That's how it's supposed to be. It says right here, Jersey Joe never administered a count. But when Liston got up and tried to continue, the timekeeper administered the count. So that's how when a man go down, while this referee trying to get the guy to the neutral corner, the timekeeper's supposed to, oh Lord, not my lamp, I got excited. The timekeeper's supposed to be administering the count. Then the referee, when he gets the man to the corner, he looks at the timekeeper and picks it up. You don't start at 1. The timekeeper might be up to 5 or 6. That's where the referee started. This was a perfect example. Jersey Joe Walcott, the referee, never counted Liston out, but the fight was over because the timekeeper counted him out. Beautiful. Yeah, Liston took a dive, Bruce Gas. I know you know. Yeah. From the Phantom Punch. Yeah, that was the last one. Tune in tomorrow for what we got tomorrow? Oh, George Dixon. And I'm sorry, I've been saying Joe Dixon all week. The man's name is George Dixon. Yeah. And Aunt McQueen, did you get that name? I'm gonna put it in there again. I guess Aunt is still around. That fight. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me. Again, we got one more day. I told you this was a big week, man. And I'm gonna do the Mob show again next week since we got these fixed fights. The Mob in boxing. I don't guess they're gonna bother cast much. I'm just trying to keep my people entertained. Right? I had to get the FBI to come protect me. Nah. This is the fight right here, and this guy, Ricardo Lopez never lost, but this guy kind of had his number. He was the one who gave him his only blemish, a draw. And he also got took him to a split decision. He got the loss, but he's the only one Ricardo Lopez didn't stop or get a unanimous decision over. So he kind of had his number, but he never beat him. But he was in 2 good fights. This is the one that I would like for you to break down when you get it. Okay, get it in there. Alvarez 2, there it is. And McQueen, if you're still in here. That's the fight right there. There's that. Ricardo Lopez versus Vicente Alvarez 2, and Vicente Alvarez 2, and there it is. Yeah, there it is, man. Ricardo Lopez versus Vicente Alvarez 2. Yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah. To break down when you get a chance. Yeah. I'll be around to help you out. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate everybody though rocking with me. And still got a big part of the JBT day to go. Got The Voice in about 5 minutes. Then J Hardcore spins the block at 8. And the Rise podcast shuts it down at 9. Okay. And you still got 5 more minutes of cast sports, so still got a big part of the JBT day. We're just getting started. Okay. Just getting started. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm gonna do my little rundown in a minute. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna break that one down when you get a chance, and okay, I'll be around. Oh, there we go. Okay, who was in here today? We had a full house today. Wow, lights looking good. We had Gregory Pratt, hashtag JBT, D for the win, J Hardcore, hashtag JBT. That's the creator of the JBT. Mike Ryan, Al Booker, Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, Tim Layton, hashtag JBT, Ant McQueen, BN Boxing News, Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT, Justin James, hashtag JBT, Florida's Mentality and Black Entertainment was in the building, Goose Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more, Mike Masick, Just Do Boxing, The Voice, coming up in about 5 minutes. Oh, I don't know if Just Do's doing a show today. Somebody said he wasn't. There it is, Justin James. No show, thank you, Justin. No, Just Do and Ant. No Just Do today. Okay. And salute to Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. The brains behind this Cass Sports operation. Okay. Yeah. I'm just the messenger. That's the brain. Okay. No Just Do Boxing today. So Hardcore Boxing News, J Hardcore is next up at 8 then. Okay. So you got a little break. Take a nap. Get something done. And you got to get a break for the JBT for a few hours. Okay. Yeah. But I'm Cass Sports, and I appreciate everybody for continuing to rock with my growing channel. I'll be back at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Join me for profile of former great George Dixon, the first black boxing world champion, the first black athlete to win any kind of championship in sports. Okay. Everybody have a great afternoon. I mean, I'll probably see y'all in the Hangout or the Rise podcast later on. But for now, I'll talk to y'all later. Okay? Cass Sports. I'm out of here.